All I do is create ideas and I get them financed. That's all I do. I do marketing, graphics, I do art.
That's a job.
Yeah, it's a job. I just take donations. The donations are average between like 50 and 20, I mean $15 to $25. Somebody pays $50. Pat on the back and say, you should be doing what you're doing. So, just make a donation. It should be.
In your research, did you look at, for example, Halls Hill in Arlington and the differences, which was a freedman's community in Arlington, and is still very much it's part of Arlington, but it's very distinct within Arlington, and it too is only within the past few years that I know of going through its own gentrification. It did not go through the public housing period that Berry Farms did, but I was wondering if your research pointed you in any directions toward perhaps comparing what happened to Berry Farms to maybe what did or did not happen in Halls Hill.
Yes, I didn't conduct any formal research on it, but a lot of my associates have brought that to my attention. And that goes back to the conversation, the same thing, it's happening. And there's a lot of stories that are similar, but this whole region, going down the East Coast, are very culturally connected, even as far as some of the soldiers who fought with the Union, and some of the soldiers who fought with the Confederacy. I read a dialogue, and I don't misquote, so I'm not going to say what I don't remember. I don't say that I did read a dialogue, and a lot of the references were very unified, like they had been historically really interacting with each other, like they had a lot of people that are not spoken out in history that had a lot of social organizations. And I would not be surprised if the people who founded the freedmen's community in either Arlington or DC did not consult each other and did not socialize and participate on a regular basis. I believe that was going on. I don't feel as easily threatened because I feel like I create my future. I create it based on what I see. And that's my perspective. So, I might be the one that you come and, somebody told me the other day when the ANC commissioners, I got on a bus and going to a meeting, and looked at me and said, you're an opportunist. And I was like, hey, I have to take advantage of opportunity. What does that make me? And I feel the place that she was coming from was a place that had nothing to do with me being there. Nothing to do with me taking advantage of opportunity. Is this something that you would like to learn from me about taking advantage of opportunity? Because I may be willing to teach you. But don't get caught up in that. And I think that, no matter where you go, you'll face that. But however, though, that is perpetuated by people who do wrong. And then people who are maliciously doing it. And that perpetuates that.
Somebody in the play, I think, said something about hidden history or lost history. And there is just so much of it as it speaks to African American communities, many of which have already been obliterated because of the changes that just naturally occur. Many of them were Jewish communities before they were African American communities. So it's not like African Americans only history, but they did have a history for many of the urban communities. But history of communities like Berry Farms that started out as an African American community are just never recognized or acknowledged or lost altogether. So I certainly want to thank you for pulling that together and making it available to educate all of us. Because I'm a native Washingtonian, I grew up in the city. I don't know that I've ever even been to Berry Farms. And it's because I was told it was not a place you were supposed to go, okay, when I was growing up. So just to know that it has its own history, a very positive history, and that you're pulling that together and sharing it with the rest of